Good morning and welcome to Kingdom Kids. I hope everyone is enjoying the nice weather. I'm assuming it's nice outside today. Anyways, today we are going to talk about how God is all powerful and all knowing and how he does something that no one else could do. He lets Elisha in on the plans of the enemy, which is, I think, is amazing that God can do that. God can allow that because he's God. He is all powerful, all knowing, and all seeing, and all hearing. So let's get ready to worship, and then let's listen to our story. See you at the end. Bye.
It's getting hot, it's getting hot, it's getting hot. It's getting hot, it's getting hot, it's getting hot. It's getting hot, it's getting hot, it's getting hot. It's getting hot, it's getting hot, it's getting hot. Fire up the furnace. Fire up the furnace. That's what Deb said. That's what Deb said. Throw anybody in it. Who won't bow their head. Who won't bow their head. And worship me. feels like hope is gone. Be strong, be strong. I will keep on keeping on and be strong in the Lord. Be strong in the Lord, in the strength of His power. Be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. When I'm feeling hurt and pain, be strong, be strong. You restore my joy again. I'll be strong in You, Lord. Be strong in the Lord, in the strength of His power. Be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Break it down now. Come on, everybody, time to get strong through the power of God. We'll carry on. Come on, everybody, time to get strong through the power of God. We'll carry on. If you can't whistle this song, be strong, be strong. Just hum or clap and stomp along and be strong in the Lord. Be strong in the Lord, in the strength of His power. Be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power. Be strong in the Lord, in the strength of His power. Be strong in the Lord and in His mighty power.
The Syrians were enemies of Israel and were determined to destroy God's people. But God knew the secret plans of the enemy and gave the prophet Elijah the miraculous ability to hear every part of their wicked plan. Every time the Syrians made a move, the Israelites were able to avoid the king's traps. The king's frustration grew every time the Israelites escaped. He questioned even his own trusted servants, demanding, "Which one of you is a spy?" "None of us," replied one of the servants. "It is Elisha, that prophet in Israel. He tells the king of Israel everything, even the exact words that you speak in your bedroom." The king was furious. "Go find out where he is so that I can capture him." When the king of Syria found out where Elisha was staying, he sent a large number of armed men, chariots, and horses after him. In the middle of the night, the soldiers surrounded the city. When Elisha's servant stumbled out of his tent early the next morning, he couldn't believe his eyes. "I must be dreaming," he anxiously thought to himself. Everywhere he looked, there were enemy soldiers and horses. They were completely surrounded. His heart sank in fear. "Elisha," he cried, running back inside. "The enemy is upon us. What are we going to do?" Elisha could see the fear written on his servant's face. "Don't worry," Elisha said calmly. "There are more mighty warriors fighting with us than all of those against us." The servant saw nothing but the enemy, so Elisha prayed to God, "Please open my servant's eyes so that he can see." The Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and all at once he saw a heavenly army of horses and chariots of fire. They were not alone after all. The armies of God were there to protect them. But the Syrians could not see that God was fighting against them and charged towards the prophet and his men. Elisha continued to pray, "Please, Lord, blind the enemies so that they cannot see where they are going." So God blinded the Syrians as Elisha had asked, and they stumbled around in darkness and confusion. Elisha said to them, "Let me lead you to the man you are looking for." Then he led them to Samaria and right to the king of Israel, where they became his prisoners. At the advice of Elisha, the king of Israel showed them mercy and prepared a feast for them where they ate and drank. Then he let them go free. After this, the Syrians gave up their attacks on Israel.
Look at the sky. Can you see the wind? No? Can you see what the wind can do? Yes? The wind can blow your hair. It can spin a windmill or a weather vane. The wind can keep the kite in the air for a long, long time. Look into the heavens. Can you see God and his angels? Well, some people can. Most people can't. Can you see the things that God can do or his angels? Yes? He can put his angels around us to protect us. There are so many stories out there where people felt God was protecting them and fighting for them. Many, many testimonies of God and his power are everywhere. John 3:8 says, "The wind blows wherever it pleases. You can hear its sound, but you cannot tell where it comes from or where it is going. So it is with everyone born of the Spirit." Elisha understood that just because you can't see God does not mean that he isn't here with us. We may not see the wind, but we know the effects and the power of the wind. We may not see God, but we can know his power all around us. 1 John 4:4 says, "Greater is he," that's God's Spirit, "greater is he that is in us than he that is in the world." And just like air is everywhere, you are never alone. You can have the confidence that God and his angels are everywhere.
So Elisha was taking the Israelites out to war against the Syrian army. And the Syrian army was so big that God told Elisha, "Don't be afraid, that I will take care of you." See, God did something. God showed his power and his might. And he revealed to Elisha what the plan for the Syrian army was. He allowed Elisha to overhear from a distance what the battle plan was, which is amazing because normally you can't overhear from one camp to another because they were quite a distance apart. But because God is God and he's all powerful, he's all knowing, and he's all seeing. So he sees, he hears, he knows everything, and he is everywhere. There's no hiding from God. So the Syrian army could not hide from God. And so God decided to show his power. Just like in this jar, we can't see it. We can't see the rubbing alcohol. I have rubbing alcohol in a jar. We can't see it. I'm going to shake it up. But because God is God, and this is like God, when God wants to show his power, he is like a big explosion.
Oh, Leona, just wait. We got to tell the kids, don't try this at home without their parents. Okay, carry on.
So just like that big, huge explosion that was so loud, God is like that. We can't see it. We can sometimes hear it, but he is so powerful that he makes such a big noise. And that is amazing because he is all powerful and he is so strong that he will do anything to protect you, to take care of his people, to love on you, because God is all powerful and he knows everything we do. Have a good week.
Greater that is he that is in me than that is he that is in the world.
First
John 4:4.
greater is he that is in me than he who is in the world.
Wow, wasn't that amazing how God informed Elisha what the plans were of this massive army and that explosion to show how powerful God can be? That was just a minute, minuscule example. God is much more powerful than that explosion. He's much more powerful than any earthquake that can shake the whole earth. Well, just remember that as you go out, that no matter what, God is all powerful and all knowing. He knows what you do every second of every single day. Have a great week. See you guys next time. Bye.
feels like hope is gone.